And here is Tyler Tarver. Everybody give it up for Tyler. And go back to your seats, please.
That was funny, and that was great. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for telling me all the people that you think I kind of look like. I'm honored to be on that list. I'll tell you that right now. We meet once a month, all those people and myself, and we're just like called the Kind of Lookalike Club, and it's really fun. Thank you guys so much for having me, even though you didn't get a choice in me being here. I really appreciate you allowing me to come chat with you. My name is Tyler, and I am the dean over at NLC College in Conway. What's up? What's up? Did any of y'all go to Collide? Anybody go to Collide? Okay, sweet. You probably saw a bunch of our students rolling around. Come on, stand up, Johnson. Stand up. Look at this. Look at this shirt. See that? This guy designed that. He designed that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can't buy that kind of action. That's good stuff. Okay, so I want to talk to you today a little bit about social media. Raise your hand if you're on a social media platform. Anybody on a social media? Okay, shout out your favorite social media. Well, let's do this, okay? I'm gonna name some social medias. Actually, everybody shout theirs out. 1, 2, 3. Favorite social media. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna name them, and I want you to tell me if you're on them. You ready? Snapchat. Give me a woo woo if I say it. No, give me a caw. Okay, it's even better. So Snapchat. Very good. Man, you guys are good. It's like I'm flying in the air with a bunch of birds. So let's go with TikTok. Okay, we got Instagram. Okay, YouTube. Okay, Facebook. I got a yeah. Caw. Then we got Twitter. Anybody on Twitter? Okay, that one actually would be a caw because it's like a little birdie. What am I missing? MySpace. Discord. Anybody on a Discord? Yeah. Isn't that where you have a topic you like and then you go in and you got to chat about it? That's cool. Twitch. Oh yeah, Twitch. Okay. Anybody? We got any streamers in here? We got any gamers? Got some gamers? My son. Hey Titus, stand up. This is my son Titus, my oldest son. What's up, Titus? Hey. Yeah, he's a gamer. He's got a YouTube gaming channel. What's up, Tarver Gaming? Like and subscribe. But we also have a thing. We open sports cards. We have Tarver cards as well. So he's on social media. He doesn't get to control it because social media, as you know, is a little bit of it's a wild west of sorts, right? You kind of walking out and a lot can happen. And, Craig was so kind. Thank you, Craig. Where's Craig? Craig here? No, he left. He said, I quit, and he left. I'm kidding. He didn't quit. I'm so thankful he let me attend, and he just kind of gave me free reign to talk about what I wanted. And originally I was gonna talk about here's some verses, I'm gonna talk through some stuff. But my good friend Neil Greathouse, Neil's fantastic dude. He just did a sermon on this. So if you could, New Life Church has a YouTube and a Facebook page. If you wanna see a full sermon by a legit dude talk about social media, go watch that, okay? Now, I always joke around saying my name, I'm like JV Neil. I'm like junior varsity Neil. I'm his backup. And so what I thought would be fun, instead of me trying to tell you the things I think you should know, I want to just answer questions that you guys asked. Was it on y'all's Instagram page that y'all put the question? Was that where y'all tossed it out? Was it Instagram? No. Yes. Y'all just did y'all wrote it on paper? Yeah. Okay, great. Is that what it was? You're saying yeah, okay. However you submitted them, you tied it to a little birdie's leg and they flew off and brought that in a message in a bottle. I just wanted to answer, I'm gonna answer every single question you guys asked. Is that cool? Just all of them, every single one. And here's the deal, if I ask something or I'm answering something and you want me to elaborate or you have a question on it, just ask it, okay? Just be like, yo, what does that mean? Or what would you do with this? Just ask, okay? You don't have to ask in that voice. Actually, that's a new rule, yes you do. You have to go, what would you do here? No, I'm just kidding. hey, boo-boo. So before we start, though, I do want to throw out a verse at you. This is Proverbs 18:21. Does anybody know that off the top of their head? Anybody? Everybody Googling it? Be like, oh, yeah, I think it's, you just looked at it. It says, the tongue has the power of life and death. And you're like, well, Tyler, I touched my phone with my fingers, not my tongue. Good. That's great, okay? I'm very excited for that. But also, it just means what you say. What you say has the power of life or death. Has anybody ever heard that verse now?
Anybody ever heard that verse? Here's the deal. People want to talk about like what you do on the internet. Kids, get off that Facebook or get off that TikTok. That's not real life. Yes, it is. Because you know who's on there? Humans. It is a new form of communication to where you can talk to people online. You are talking to other humans. You are talking to other people. And whenever we think that we're not, that the people on the other side of that are not real people, that's whenever the comments tend to get, Anybody ever read YouTube comments? Anybody? It's a dumpster fire falling out of an airplane. Am I right? It is a dumpster fire. So I've actually been on YouTube for 13 or 14 years. I've had a YouTube channel, so we could literally take turns and you guys could all make fun of me and be like, heard it, got the comment 20 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Like I've heard all of them because on the internet, people feel like it's not a real person because it's not like standing there looking at them. My buddy, his name's, we got Retro Rick. Retro Rick's on YouTube. He literally sent me a screenshot. I was in a video with him like 2 years ago, and somebody commented today, says, Tyler Tarver might be the most annoying person ever created. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. But his last name was Usher, so he's dealing with his own set of problems. So not the real Usher. He's the kind that helps you to your seat. So whenever you're posting, whenever you're doing anything on the internet, keep in mind that these are real people. Just like if somebody went in and commented on your Instagram post and said something, they're saying it to you, who is a person. So I am on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. Anybody here like TikTok famous? Anybody got TikTok? Oh, you raise your hand. How many you got? She's like, yeah, I got 300K, baby. 300K. What you got? 100. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You TikTok famous. You need to get the little TikTok shirt and be like, sponsored by TikTok. Okay. So I'm going to roll through the questions you guys asked and give you kind of my thoughts on it and give you some of my thoughts, opinions. Before I was the dean, I was actually a principal of a school. And so that meant I got the chance to have students in my office whenever they said something mean, either in person or online, and I had to handle those situations. So a lot of this comes also from like, hey, if you maybe listen to this, you could, not be expelled or get in-school suspension. Sound good? Cool. Because guess what? It's all connected. We have expelled kids for stuff they did on Snapchat. So the first one says, is there a way to block hate from social media? Is there a way to block hate from social media? Not completely, because like even if you put like a private account, people can be like, oh, I have a fake account. They get in, you can't completely block it out, but you can control it, okay? People, you ever heard somebody like, well, I can comment what I want, free speech. You ever heard that? You ever heard somebody say that? Guess what? Free speech, that's not what that meant. The founding fathers weren't like, with their little quill, they're like, this will allow Benny to say something super mean to Tammy on Instagram someday. Like, that's not what it was made for. It is your profile. If somebody says something rude or hateful on your profile, block them fools, okay? You get to control that. There is no reason, I have to let them say super hateful things. No, you don't. Bounce that fool, okay? Do y'all ever have anybody that you have class with at school that you wish you could block in class? Like, I'm in third period biology. I'm like, Billy, we done today. Block, you know what I'm saying? Like Heisman Trophy. Don't Heisman Trophy their face, okay? There's a TikToker, and don't follow her. She probably cusses. Her name's Victoria. Thank you. One person. Victoria Paris. And I was hearing an interview she was doing, and she had been making these TikToks, and she got like 1 or 2 million people on TikTok. Well, what she would do is she'd post, and then, she's got her community, her friends, like the people that like watching her content saying nice stuff and encouraging stuff. And then she had a couple people just getting in there just being hateful and rude. And she said, you know what I did? I thought, this is my account. I don't have to have that here if I don't want it. I'm in control of it. So what I did was I just spent, after I'd post, it's been 30 minutes to an hour, just blocking everybody that says something rude. Because guess what? You don't have to. So can you block all hate? No. But you can't control what you allow on your page and on your feed. So you can't control it. Someone else asked, why does it matter what things you like? You are criticized. Why? So I'm assuming this comes from like I posted something or I put something out there and now I'm catching criticism from it. You have to remember, whenever you post something on social media, that's like walking into the middle of like, what's a place around here that people shop? Is there like a shopping? TJ Maxx. What? Wait, what's that one like hunting store? It's like camo and oh, they closed? Hayes. Hayes closed. Dale's? Is Dale's the new Hayes? Hayes 2.0. Okay, so let's say you walk into TJ Maxx and or Dale's, and you just walk in and you're like, you start yelling about like, oh, I voted for blank, or I like this. Guess what? That's what you're doing on social media. You're essentially shouting out your thoughts and opinions onto the internet. And the reason it matters is because that reflects who we are, right? If I wear a shirt that says NLC College, what do you know? That in some way I'm supporting NLC College, correct? Bears baseball. What school is that? What school? White County Central. Okay, you go to White County Central. Awesome. You wearing that says something about something you support, where you go, where you attend. What does yours say? Panama City Beach. I'm guessing you went to Panama City Beach. That says something. You said no, it doesn't. You're shaking your head no. You're like, she did not go to that beach. She bought that on Amazon. I'm kidding. She didn't say that. I was joking. She didn't say that. She said it's great. I'm joking. Are you good? Are you mad at me? Don't cuss. She just cussed at me twice, Craig. Put that in her record. I'm joking. She was great. Okay, what you wear, Oklahoma City Thunder. Do you like Oklahoma City Thunder? The basketball team? Okay, so your brother at least likes them, but you now wearing it would make me think, oh, you probably like Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook. What you wear projects who you are. What you post reflects who you are. And why that matters for you is because, anybody in here a Christian? Yeah. Great. That means you are an earthly reflection of Jesus Christ, okay? Now, it does not mean you are Christ, okay? You are not perfect. It means you are a Christian, Christ-like, okay? That means you follow Christ. Does that make sense? So when you post something, when you say something, when you wear something, it not only reflects on you, but it reflects on things you're a part of, things that you do. Whenever we talk to our students at NLC College about them going out, when I was a principal and our students would go to a track meet, guess what? They represented our school. Whenever our students wear our shirts to real life, they represent our school. And so if they say or do something and someone hears that, they might think, oh, well, that's how those people act. Does that make sense? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, the next question says, why are people two-sided online? Okay, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna subtract one word from that. Why are people two-sided? Okay, do y'all ever see that when you're walking around not using the internet? Has anybody ever acted some way to your face and some way to someone else? You ever noticed that? Have you ever done that? Yeah. Do you? Okay, walk up and say hello to your parents' friends versus your friends. Do you sound different? Yeah. Does anybody, I call it the interview voice. Hello, thank you so much, nice to meet you. Like that's how we talk to like our parents' friends. Customer service, thank you for calling. How may I help you? But then when your friend's like, what's up? I don't know, we don't do what's up anymore. That's like a 90s TV commercial. What's up? Y'all remember that? My guy, you remember that, don't you? What's up? Okay, I'm sorry. Don't do those references, Tyler. It's too old, I'm sorry. It is, the reason I think people are two-sided is because it's a lot easier to pretend to be something to actually be something. It's a lot easier to project, oh, I have this lifestyle or I do this or this is who I am versus actually having to go out and do that every day. It's a lot easier, right? Oh, like I'm going to put on a jersey and hold a basketball. Man, it's tough being in the NBA. Post it on Instagram. Does that put me in the NBA? Does that mean I put in like 9 hours of work every day on my three-pointer? No, I got like a 20% shooting percentage. I am not good enough to play in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you post, whenever somebody puts something online, a lot of times the two-sided people are people that are trying to project something that they can't actually live up to. And if that's something you have found yourself doing, that's okay. It happens. Recognize it and try to step back from it and try to be more authentic. Can I say something about your generation? Okay? You guys are what's called Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z, that's up until like 25 years old. And then there's millennials. Millennials are about 26 to 40. I fall into that category, I'm a millennial, okay? And then there's above us, it's like Gen X, which nobody really talks about because they haven't really done much. And then there's, I'm kidding, they're great. There's like one or two that are important, okay? Then above that, it's the baby boomers, which you guys have coined the term, okay, boomer, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, super mean, but also super funny, okay? Thank you so much. Now, here's the deal. Your generation, it's like you guys and the boomers are like getting into arguments and the boomers are like, get a job. And y'all are like, shut up, Karen. You know what I mean? Like, it's like y'all are griping. The millennials in the middle like, we just like our skinny jeans. Please don't be mean to us. You know what I mean? Like, we're chilling in the middle. One thing I absolutely love about your generation is you seek authenticity. Does that make, have you noticed that? It's like almost like if you follow like a creator or a YouTuber and they pretend to be something they're not, you guys blast them, okay? Also, not nice, but the fact that you crave authenticity, I think speaks something huge for your generation, because the baby boomers, it's like their whole life is like you project one thing in public, you're something else behind closed doors. And it's like you guys, good or bad, you project authenticity. And so where that's positive is whenever you're authentic and good, like it shines through and you can see more of who you are. Somebody else asked, why do people get so brave behind a screen? Why do people feel like they can just say stuff behind a screen? It's because they don't feel like there's consequences, right? It's because you could sit here, you could get your phone out right now, you could go to Instagram and be like, I mean, they're not next to me. And you can post it, you can reply, you can comment, you can say something on YouTube. Because David Dobrik's not gonna say something back to me. What's he gonna say? I can blah, 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 say whatever I want, you know? Like, because most likely they're not gonna come say something back to you, and they're not gonna be around you. You know who Mike Tyson is? You know Mike Tyson, boxer? He had a quote, I absolutely love this quote. It says, social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. Think of this, before you comment something and you're like kind of gonna be rude or maybe a little snippy or snappy, say, if I was standing up face to face with that person, would I say that to their face? If you would not, don't post it. Do not say it. Because if you feel like it's rude or hateful or that person might punch you in the face for it, probably don't say it, because that doesn't mean it's uplifting, it's not encouraging, it's not something that's going to make anything better. That leads to the next question. Somebody asked, why are people so rude? So rude. How rude? Remember that? Anybody know what that's from? How rude. Full House. Very good. Full House. You raised your hand. Very polite. You should have shouted it. Screaming from the rooftops. How rude. Why are people so rude online? I think that a lot of times people are rude because it gets them attention. It gets them attention. You know, I taught high school. I was a principal. I got the chance to teach a lot of students. And you know those kids in class that act up a lot and the teacher's always like, please stop, don't do that, quit it, you know. A lot of times, I don't think they want to just like, oh, I just want to make this class trash. I don't want y'all to learn multi-step equations. Duh. You know what I mean? Duh. Thank you. I don't know if you were doing that naturally or if you were saying what I said, but I like it. So I think a lot of times people just do that because they want attention. They're not getting attention somewhere else, and so that's a way for them to get attention. I'm gonna, you know, cause a scene in class, maybe make one or two people laugh, but if nothing else, at least I get attention, good, bad, or ugly, somebody's looking at me. A lot of times people will toss stuff on the internet because they just need attention. They need somebody to pay attention to them because nobody else is paying attention to them in real life. I think a lot of times when you see hate or people being rude or somebody being hateful online, I've gotten to the point, because I've been on social media so long, I don't get mad at them. I just feel bad for them, right? Like, what do you have going on in your life to where you can take the time out of this one life you have to go out and say something hateful to somebody? Like, if you have time for that, you need to find more things to get involved with. You need to find more people to be around, try to help do something that matters, and not use your time to go in and be like, oh, I'm going to say something mean to, I don't know, who's Miley Cyrus? I don't know. I don't know why that was what I thought of. It's the climb, guys. You know what I mean? It's the climb. Somebody said, why are people so dumb on social media? Because they're dumb in real life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Do y'all ever see somebody's post and you think, why did they think that was okay? Like, who sat down and go, this is going to be a good idea? Click, you know? You ever seen somebody's post like that? Here's the reason. There is no filter between that person and their brain and putting it out to the world. Do y'all know who Logan Paul is? Yeah. You know who Logan Paul is? Okay. Logan Paul got really popular on Vine, and then he went onto YouTube and he started doing daily vlogs. And Logan, the thing with doing YouTube or social media is it doesn't run through a production company. I don't have to like take my content and like the old days and submit it to like my editor, and they look at it and go, change this, do this. And then they send it on to the producers and they look over it and then they put it out on television. You can take something and you can put it straight out for the world. And he did that every day for like a year, year and a half, put up vlogs, and people loved him. Like, he was getting so much attention. People were watching him. He's millions of views every day this dude was getting. And then he went to Japan. Does anybody know what he did? Yeah. He posted a video that he shouldn't have at the suicide forest in Japan. And he got in a lot of trouble for it. And it it almost ruined his entire career. And it's taken him almost 2 years, and he literally had to get into boxing to get away from it. Because whenever you don't have a filter, when you don't think that there are any consequences from where I am now to throwing things out there, that's when you start making mistakes. Is anybody here driving? Anybody here driving? You have a lot of responsibility when you drive, correct? Not only for yourself and the people that you're with, but the other people on the road. Like there's people you drive by all the time that you have to stay in your lane or it could be something terrible, right? You have responsibility. The thing, and I don't know if you have ever heard this from like, your parents or older people, but they're like, young kids just feel invincible. You're like Mario when he gets a star. You know what I'm talking about? You're like Mario with the star. You're invincible, okay? We feel that way a lot, not just, it's because you have not had those hits from making those mistakes. Does that make sense? The more cautious you are, the more you put that filter up, the more you're going to protect yourself from making those mistakes. Can I give you some practical advice on that? If you're about to post something and you think, I don't know if I should post this, don't. You wouldn't have thought that. You would not have that little bit of a inkling of maybe I shouldn't post this. If you feel that, most likely you shouldn't post it. 9 times out of 10, don't post it. Okay, you want to know if you should post it? I don't know if I should post this. Screenshot it, send it to your parents. What do you think? Should I post this with this caption? What is this, like a Facebook? What is this thing right here? That's what your parents are going to say. Ask them if it's okay. If you have a friend, do y'all have a friend in your friend group that's like the most cautious out of like everybody? They're like, oh, I don't know. That's a very large gap. I don't want to jump over. It's like, it's not the bridge to Terabithia. It's a small creek. Let's jump. You know what I mean? Send it to them. Get their thoughts. Get their opinion on it. Have someone you trust that's just a little bit more conservative on you on it to check you on it, okay? Whether it's your parents or a friend, whoever that is. Somebody asked, is all social media toxic? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, I'm polling you guys. Name somebody that you follow on social media that is positive or makes you feel better or you learn something from. Craig Woodson, great one. Give it up for Craig. So good. So good. Yes, sir. Aiden Ross. I've heard of Aiden Ross. What kind of stuff does he or she do? Aiden is a boy? He raps? Okay. Good rapper? Why is he good? Why is it uplifting? Okay, so it's funny. It makes you feel good because it's entertaining. Yes, sir. Real life account. Give it up for real life account. I'm sorry. Give it up for Aiden Ross. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to not give it up. I'm so sorry. I hope that was okay to cheer for. I don't know who it is. Yes, ma'am. Marley Price. Is that you? Are you Marley Price? Oh, touche. Give it up for Marley Price. Okay. Yeah, give it up. Yes, sir. Who? The Stradman. What does that person do? Automotive stuff? Why do you like it?
He's always positive.
Upbeat and positive. Here's the deal. Not everything on the internet is toxic and bad. If you see toxic and bad stuff, unfollow it. You are not required to follow anyone or anything that brings you down. Follow stuff that lifts you up, that makes you want to move forward and get better. Someone else asked, how do I help myself get off of the internet or spend less time on social media? Did you know you can set screen time limits for apps on your phone? Yeah. Think to yourself, hey, I want to be on, TikTok less than 30 minutes a day. You can go in and set that in your settings where after 30 minutes, it won't let you get in, and then you have to tap around to get through it. And if you notice you just keep tapping to get through it all the time, well, then it's probably not doing any good, okay? But you can set up those screen time limits. Also, find a friend that holds you accountable, okay? Set up your screen time limits, and then at the end of the day, you and your friend just text and be like, yo, did you bypass the TikTok time limit? Did you bypass the Snapchat time limit? And be honest with them. Okay, find a friend you're gonna be honest with, and you hold each other accountable. How many of you guys? Does anybody here work out or run or train for any sport or anything like that? Okay, great. What do you train for? Go. What are you doing? Boxing, soccer, volleyball, soccer. Train to sleep. Cheer. Okay, great. Okay, sweet. Just work out, football, awesome. Do you do that by yourself, or do you usually have people with you? By yourself? Raise your hand if you do that stuff by yourself. Raise your hand if you do that with other people. Anytime you have other people walking alongside you, it holds you accountable, okay? So try to find somebody that can do that with you. Somebody said, how can I be motivated to read my Bible instead of opening social? Well, first off, you're like, well, I don't really have a problem there. Go to your screen time usage and see how many hours you're spending on the Bible versus the other apps, okay? It's very humbling, okay? So how can you be motivated? Has anybody ever read Atomic Habits by James Clear? You guys big readers in here? Unless it's assigned by your teachers. Here's the deal. There's a thing called habit stacking. So, Johnson, what's a social media that you like to go just like watch for fun? Instagram. Okay, great. So if you want to read your Bible more frequently, do you get on Instagram every day? Yes. I do too. I'm assuming you do. Okay, so he's on Instagram every day. If you said, I am not allowed to get on Instagram until I spend at least 10 minutes on my Bible app. There you go. If you stick to it, you will read your Bible every day, I'm assuming. Because if you make a rule that says, I'm not getting on Instagram until I've read it for 10 minutes, you're like, I'm about to go to Instagram. Nope, wait, 10 minutes. Okay. And it forces you. It's called habit stacking. You take something that is a habit already, something you like or you want to do, and you stick something you want to get better at right next to it. Okay? You put that right next to it. It's called habit stacking. And that's what I would recommend. How can I help myself to limit social media? We talked about a couple of those. The other one is, does anybody create for the internet? Like, do you like make stuff and put things out there? Anybody? Creators? You do? Okay, great. What kind of stuff do you make? Videos and stuff. All right, I like it. I mean, it's videos or photos, so videos is good. I like that. Anything more specific? Like, what do you do? Okay, student news, awesome. Okay, so you're informing people. Did you know there's only two types of content on the internet for video? Two types of content. People put it out there to either entertain people or educate people. So if you're creating something, it's okay if you're trying to add value and educate and or entertain people. That time is created differently than consuming. Because when you consume, are you doing anything productive? No, unless you're consuming to learn something, correct? Do you guys, when you listen to stuff, do you listen to music? Anybody listen to music whenever they're driving or doing something? Cool. If you listen to music, that's relaxing. Why do you listen to music? Y'all listen to music because it's relaxing? What? Yeah, it's chill. You like it. I'll be honest, and I'm not saying I'm better than you at all. I'm not saying that. I don't ever listen to music, okay? And it sounds weird to say out loud, but what I usually do, what relaxes me, is I'll listen to a podcast or I'll listen to an audiobook. I try to use that passive time to learn something, okay? So if you start changing those consumer things to, I want to get better at something, I want to listen to my Bible. I want to listen to a Devo or a sermon, or I want to just learn, a different language. Lean into that and do that and replace it with something that you were doing that wasn't adding you as much value. Somebody said, how can I use social media in a healthy way? Does anybody have a class that they enjoy at school? What name of class you enjoy? French. Oh, cool. Okay. Theater. Band. Awesome. Yes. Math. What? Survey of Ag. Okay, great. So does that class go by pretty fast? Those classes go by, do they feel like they go fast because you're enjoying them? You ever sat in a class where it's like, you feel like you've been there for an hour and you look up and it's in 4 minutes? Yes. You know what those classes? These are all things that happens because you're engaged, because you care, because you're into that stuff. There are certain things that give you energy and there's certain things that take away your energy. Has anybody ever tried to read through the entire Bible? Like you go into Genesis, you're like, I'm going to read my whole Bible. Where do you usually stop? Exodus, Leviticus. You did the whole thing? You read? My goodness, how long were you reading a day? A day? Oh my goodness, Brittany. Give it up for Brittany. That's incredible. That's incredible. Here's the deal. Reading Exodus and Leviticus usually doesn't get us hype, right? You don't see a lot of pastors go, guys, we're really good. Leviticus 2, am I right? You know what I mean? Like nobody's getting like, oh, let me get Exodus 7 on my arm. Like it's all like Romans and Psalm and some Proverbs maybe. Here's the deal. Read the stuff in the Bible that gets you hype, gives you energy, that you're into, okay? Stuff you're excited about. Don't do it because it's like, oh, it's a chore, I gotta do it. Find the stuff you like and start there, okay? And then everything will start snowballing from there. How can I filter my social media? Okay, so I got something you can do. If you wanna filter your social media, if you wanna change what you're seeing, here's what I recommend. Get 2 of your closest friends, y'all go hang out, like go to one of y'all's houses, and you 3 are sitting there. What I want you to do is I want you to go to your social media, go to who you follow, and then pass your phone to the right. And then you guys spend, however long you need, let your friends scroll through who you follow. They can click on it, they can go look at it. If they think that it's not healthy, whether it's negative or inappropriate or whatever it is, they're allowed to unfollow. They don't have to ask you, they hit unfollow. They look through all of it, scroll down, get to the end, then you pass it to the next person on the right. And your other friend goes through and goes and does another filter unfollow. And you do the same for them. Have you ever heard the phrase, you are a combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Have you ever heard that? Think of the 5 people in your life you spend the most time with. Okay? Think of them. You're probably somewhere in the middle of that. If you take like your personality and who you are, you're probably somewhere in the middle. You're not like I'm the most go-getter. Nah, but I'm also not the worst. You know what I mean? Like you're somewhere in the middle of that. You are an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, here's the deal. With social media, we can spend time with people that we never go hang out with in person. Does anybody watch a vlogger, a daily vlogger? Anybody? Who you watch? Dobrik. Okay, great. People that watch David Dobrik every day, that now starts to become, have you ever noticed like you watch somebody a lot and it kind of becomes part of your personality? Like you start acting or you like joke around with people? When I was in high school, I played a game. You ever heard of Grand Theft Auto? Yeah. Okay, so I was like 16 and I'm like playing this, it was on PlayStation 2. That's what's up, okay? Yeah, what are y'all on, like 15 or 16? Now there's a lot of PlayStation since then. So I'm sitting here, I'm like playing my little video game for like 4 or 5 hours. Like I've been playing for a long time. And they're like, I need to go to the gas station. I want to get some like, I don't know, like a Gatorade or something. I drove up, pulled up on the curb, got out, walked off, left the door open because I've been playing that video game for like 5 hours. That's what you do. Grand Theft Auto, you don't have to park between the lines. I pull up on the curb, I walk out and grab a bat and I'm like, this is mine now. You know what I mean? And that's what I was like. I was playing that game so long, I got super into it. When you're watching people or consuming content, you're taking that in. It's now coming out and it's going to start becoming parts of your personality if you watch enough of it. So follow stuff that elevates you and who you want to be. How about this one? This says, why do so many people believe what's said when it's not true? One, people aren't very good at research. I'll tell you that. Have anybody noticed that over the past like year and a half? That like somebody's like, well, I heard this. And you're like, where'd you hear it? And you look at it, it's like Bob's website. You know what I mean? It's like, I could make this in like 20 minutes and look better. You know what I'm saying? So people aren't good at research. The other thing, people tend to want to tear down others, right? Instead of elevating themselves. If someone wants to, there's a phrase, I heard somebody say this one time. If you want to build the biggest, tallest building in town, there's 2 ways to do it. One, you keep building on your building and make it taller and better and bigger and taller, and it's the biggest building in town. Or you tear down all the other buildings. People that don't want to spend the time and the effort to make their building taller, they're just going to spend their time tearing down all the other buildings. Be careful with how you build your building. If social media becomes too much, is it okay to delete it? Absolutely it is. If it's not making you better and you can't figure out a way to make you better, get rid of it. You're either getting better or you're getting worse at all times. If it's not making you better, encouraging you or helping you encourage others, drop it. Has anybody read, it's called the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry? Have you ever read that? You know, it's good, it's fine, it's whatever. In it, he has some suggestions for like, y'all heard of Sabbath? You know what the Sabbath is? It's where you don't like do work on the Sabbath. In there, he recommends 1 day a week, turn your phone off and do not turn it on the entire day. When was the last time you remember doing that? It's been a long time, right? I'll tell you this, it's weird. I tried doing it. I'm not doing it actively. I would like to start again. I did it for about a month, And for like the whole day, you're like standing there. And if anything, like if you're bored for more than like 3 seconds, you're like reaching for your phone, like, oh, crud. And you start realizing how much you rely on your phone. Here's my challenge to you. I don't know if you can do it during the week because you probably have activities and your parents and your community, because you're always just talking to your parents, right? I've been a teacher. I've taken up enough phones. All you're ever doing on your phone is checking for the time or texting my mom. That's all you're ever doing on your phone, liars. Snapchat's not a $50 billion industry or company just because you're checking the time. So whenever, my challenge to you is next weekend, Sunday, a week, what is today? No, today's not Sunday. Wednesday, dope. Don't know what day of the week it is. That's good. I should look at my phone more. Okay, this Sunday, try this. As long as it's okay and it's safe and you're like around your parents or your home or whatever, that night before you go to bed, if you don't use it as an alarm, turn your phone off and do not turn it on the entire day. Try it. See how it feels at the end of the day. It's going to be annoying for about an hour, okay? But then after that, you're like, wow, everything's so vivid. The colors, the smells. Like there's other humans in my house. Try it. That's my challenge to you this Sunday. I would love to see if anybody does it. Hit me up on social media and let me know that you did it. Just kidding. But seriously, I don't have your number. Okay. How can I use social media in a positive way? So I am working on my dissertation to get my doctorate, and what I'm studying, shout out, hey, I'm getting it from Harding. What's up, Harding? I don't know why they don't do that at Harding. Like the people at Harding are like, No, they don't. They don't know what that means. I do that in class sometimes. They don't like it. So I'm finishing it up, and what I'm studying is what engages people and makes them watch videos online, okay? Why do people care to watch videos online? The reason I'm seeing from a ton of these research studies, these are like legit research studies, not like Joe's opinion on Instagram. Like these are research studies. The reason you guys like going to different things is because you like the community of what you're watching. People that watch David Dobrik or Emma Chamberlain or Casey Neistat or whoever, Mr. Beast, the people that watch them, yes, they like that content, but you know what else they like? Jumping in the comments and talking to other people who like the same thing. They like going in and seeing what other people are saying. Have you ever gotten into something and you're like, or gotten into a show on Netflix? What's the last show you got into on Netflix? The Squid? Squid Games. Outer Banks. Outer Banks. Terrible acting, but it is a show. Excellent. I'm kidding. Stranger Things. Jersey Shore. Okay. Has anybody ever gotten super into a show and then like the show ends, like the season, like it's the finale of the show, and you're just like, I need more. And so you like go online and you're like watching interviews and like you're like, oh, this is a movie that this one actor from the show was in, has nothing to do with the movie, but you'll watch the movie because, Bill from Outer Banks, I don't know, Joe, what's their names? JJ, that's the good one, right? The one with the hair that yelled at the waitress or something, or he was a waiter, I don't know. I saw like 10 minutes of it. It was great, okay? So, by the way, when she yelled at the guy, I did see like this much of it. In season 2, they see the guy kill the other guy, and they're filming. I'm sorry, it's whatever. If you haven't seen it, that's on you, okay? It doesn't matter. It's Grey's Anatomy. Stuff's gonna keep happening, okay? And she yells at him, and they knock over the camera. It was ridiculous. I'm sorry, okay. I'm sorry, y'all got me off. I could criticize. See, that's me. I'm not being very polite, and I'm criticizing a show. That's on me. Okay, I'm not being a very good example. It's okay. When the atom bomb came, it ended everything, okay? That was season 2. So I've completely lost track of what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Was it really good, Brittany? Engage community. Thank you so much. The research studies show that you guys like community. You want to be a part of the conversation. And what you want to do is you will go in and look for that. So if you don't like the community, if you notice a lot of toxic comments in that community, I would step back and start questioning, what am I consuming? Like, who are these people that I'm spending time communicating with and being around? If you do video games online, you know how you can talk to people in video games? Is it positive, uplifting, or are y'all constantly tearing each other down? That's what I've seen as a trend, okay? I'm going to throw this, okay, I think we're on the last 2. Is social media really necessary? I think it depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to build a business, Yeah, it's pretty important, okay? It's marketing. It's where people's attention is, okay? That's where attention is. That's where you build a business. To live your life? Absolutely not. It is not. Can it make your life better? Absolutely. Can it make it worse? Absolutely. Everything in the world can make things better or make things worse. People have used the Bible to kill people. Not like hit them with it, but you know what I mean. Like they have used words from the Bible and twisted them and made it into something evil. That has happened. Is the Bible evil? No. But people can twist and use anything and make things better or worse. Social media can make you better or it can make you worse. One of the things, whenever I'm talking, especially like, adults, they're like, oh, social media is making kids worse. Social media is turning us all into a terrible society. No, it's not. Social media is not making us better or worse. Social media is just showing us who we really are. People that get on social media and they're saying a bunch of rude and mean things, guess what? They're rude and mean in person. Their friends just aren't telling them, hey, don't talk like that. You sound like a turd. You know what I mean? Like they're talking like that in person. Now it's just being out for the world for people to come back and be like, yo, you shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't talk like that. It's showing us who we already are. Let's talk about Psalm 109. Psalm 109 says, we can turn our frustrations to God and talk to God about what frustrates us. If we don't turn it to God, guess what we're going to do? We're going to turn it around and talk to people about it. You ever gotten mad about something and you go grab to your friend about it? Can your friend fix it? No, not usually. They can just be like, yeah, that's terrible. Oh yeah, they're the worst. Turn your frustrations to God. Because not only can God help you, but also it changes your mentality. Like, look, I'm releasing this. I'm not going to dwell on this. Have you ever heard about that quote? Talks about, like, if you have hatred towards somebody else, it's like drinking poison and think it's going to kill the other person. Does that make sense? Like, whenever you hold on to that, all that does is hurt you and turns you into something you might not want to be. Last thing I want to leave you guys with. How many of you guys, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want to be better. Like better than you are today, you would like to be better. I'd say most of you guys want to be better, okay? The only way to get better is to make progress towards how you want to get better. If you want to get closer to God, you need to read your Bible more frequently. You need to surround yourself with godly people. You need to be in conversations and community with people who make you better and move you that way. If there's a bear and the bear's looking this way, and you take like a steak, okay? Like a steak, like food, steak. You look at me like you didn't understand what I was saying. Like a steak, like you eat a steak, medium rare, okay? You think the bear would want to eat that, right? If I put that behind them, what are they going to do? They're going to go this way. If I hand it to them, what are they going to do? They're going to eat it right here. But if it's out here, where are they going to go? Towards that. If you want to get somewhere, you want to get better at something, look at where you want to be and go towards that. If you want to get better on social media, follow people that are better than you on social media. Follow Craig Woodson. Follow the Real Life account. This is all a plug. Like and subscribe. I got you, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Follow people that inspire you. Follow people that you want to emulate, okay? Don't just follow people, oh, that was funny, I'm going to follow them. If you want to get funnier, cool, you should follow them. Find people that make you better and surround yourself with them, whether it's in person or online. There's a verse I want to leave you with real quick. Proverbs 18:21 says this, the tongue has the power of life and death. We talked about it at the beginning. What you say on social media, it can come back to impact you, whether it's now or 10 years from now. Have y'all heard of people on social media that go back because they lose a job because they said something on Twitter 15 years ago or 10 years ago, or it's thrown up on the news, something they said or did or was recorded? If you post it online, pretend like you walked up and said that to your parents or your teachers or Craig or anybody. Pretend like you walk up and say it to them. If you wouldn't, don't post it. Don't post it. Can I pray for you guys? Is that cool? Okay, let's pray. God, we love you so much, and we thank you so much for this group of students. I thank you for this ministry. I thank you for everything that they are doing now and everything they are going to do in the future. I pray that you would be with them and guide them in their conversations, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's online. Whenever they're talking to someone, God, I pray that it points people to you. I hope that their actions and their heart and everything that they do is genuine and guides people in a way that pleases you, Lord. I pray that you be with us and give us discernment in the people we spend time with and what we consume online and what we post online. God, we thank you so much for this day, and I pray that we would not take advantage of it and that we would constantly seek you in every single thing that we do, Lord. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm going to stop talking.
Come on, give it up for Tyler. Man, it was really good. Now, do me another favor. Give like a really rowdy Searcy thank you to Tyler. Come on, y'all. He was a little better. Don't follow me on social, because I just looked. I have not posted on Instagram since July 11th, so I'm not going to be the most consistent. But Tyler is a great follow. He's full of great encouragement. And I have his notes still, so I'm just going to keep all those. Hey, okay, we're wrapping up tonight. If you got questions and you want to talk to Tyler, I didn't ask them about this beforehand, but he's going to be here for as long as he's here until he just punts some of you out of the way and walks out the door. But if you got a personal question, not a personal question, let's not go too deep. But if you got a question about social media that you didn't get a chance to ask a couple of weeks ago, or you didn't get a chance to put on Instagram or anything like that, he's going to be hanging around for just a few minutes and you can ask him. And then again, if you don't get a chance to talk to him, or maybe you're too shy to talk to him in person, you can always talk to your tribe leader or talk to me or Lauren. Just let us know. Obviously, we're here for you guys, okay? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. Couple of very quick announcements. I think Brittany and Johnson already mentioned this, but Sunday, everybody say Sunday. Sunday! Now, say it like, wrestler event happening. Sunday. Okay. Y'all gotta do it like 3 times. Ready? Sunday. We are back to 2 services here on the weekend, which means we're bringing back the real life section, okay? So there are a couple of things happening. Number 1, we're doing a living room takeover before service. So I don't know exactly what we're gonna have in there, but I think there's gonna be some snacks, some breakfasty stuff. So there's going to be stuff happening in the living room. So when you get here on Sunday, come kick it with us in the living room. And then right before service, guys, we are no longer stuck in the dark corner over here. We're right here up front, y'all. Right there. So come the first couple of rows right here in this section right here where Johnson is hanging out right now. This is where we're going to be Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. And then 1 week, everybody shout 1 week. 1 week. From this week, we are starting a brand new series called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Okay? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Does anybody remember that? You may have seen that old 90s Nickelodeon show. Anybody here ever? I think they revived it for a hot minute a couple years ago. We're going to do a series about fear starting next week. And so it's going to be a 3-week series. It's going to be great. And then there will be an after party. I think that's what Lauren's motioning to me about. Yes. So we thought long and hard, hey, what should we do for this night? So the after party theme for next week, because you guys get to participate in it if you want to. Okay. I encourage you to. Everything is black and white. Okay. So we're throwing a black and white ball, and so wear either black, all black, black out, or white out. Okay. So you get to pick. We may even put some stuff on Instagram saying maybe, this grade or that grade, mix it up a little bit. But we've got a lot of shenanigans planned for that night, okay? So come ready for that. New series, new stuff. Next month's going to be amazing, okay? All right. Everybody, one more time, give it up for Tyler. Just as many times as we can. All right. Peace out, guys. Next week. See you Sunday. See you next week. See you guys soon.